Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Housewife Historian. We are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and we are going to talk a little bit about Chrystal posting on her Instagram today, basically a cryptic message that they were out. We'll get into all of that. And then also talk about the fact that Ronald Richards did an interview with Andy BH. He is on Instagram, he is on YouTube, and he is great with Beverly Hills content. So if you don't follow him, you probably should go follow him. But he had Ronald Richards on and asked some great questions. So I want to talk about that with you guys. But before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn those notifications on. You guys never know what's going to be going on in the housewives world. Please follow because I definitely am trying to grow my channel. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the fact that Chrystal is cryptically talking about the fact that someone might go missing from their circle, right? So she makes this post on Instagram and she says that she doesn't want to come off like she's seeming like she's right, but she can't help it because she is. That's basically what she's saying, guys. And so then a fan replies, sorry, I want to pull up the actual post for you guys. Chrystal. A fan replies like, oh, Chrystal, it's just because you have such a moral compass and, you know, yada, yada, yada. And she said that you have such a moral compass, but it's like the people in your circle, basically. And so Crystal's reply was, basically, those people aren't in my circle anymore. So let me read you it word for word here off her Instagram. You can check it out. It's a photo of her taking a selfie, and she just captions it. I don't want to seem like I think I'm right, but I am, and that's why it comes off across that way. And then of course the person posted the, you know, what I told you guys about how she is a moral compass and how, the people in her circle are the people that are dirty, not necessarily Chrystal. And then Chrystal says, I'm going to tell you word for word so we don't get it confused. Chrystal says, many are no longer in my circle, because the person replied, I don't want to, they said, because you have morals, some people in your circle don't. And Chrystal replied, many are no longer in my circle. So that's kind of telling, because Lisa Rinna allegedly is getting fired. We did have a little bit of a blind item before we even, I'll do that on another video, but allegedly Lisa Rinna could potentially be getting fired from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and we've been hearing this, and we know that her 5-year contract is up. However, we also know that she does bring a lot of drama, and there have been ratings. But more importantly, let's talk about Erika Jayne and the fact that Ronald Richards did an interview. I think Bravo's Snark Side was also part of the interview, and I'm not sure if that's true or not. I think that's who it was, but it was also the Andy from Beverly Hills, the one I was telling you guys about before. So Ronald Richards claims that he's been digging for whomever has been paying Erika Jayne's legal fees. This is a big deal, guys, because it's expensive to go to court. It's expensive to file paperwork. Attorneys get paid by the hour. So typically when you have two people dealing with a civil case, they're both eager to try to get some sort of settlement that they can both agree on. That's why there's a lot of mediation and such in these cases, because it's expensive to go to court. It's not free. And if you're paying for an attorney, you know, it's a big deal. So Ronald Richards has been digging diligently to find out who has been funding Erika Jayne's legal fees, because he's basically saying there's no way in hell that she could be affording her own legal fees. Who is funding her legal fees? Well, allegedly, Ronald Richards has discovered who is funding her legal fees. However, he is bound by the judge to not disclose who is paying the legal fees. And I'm assuming it's because they found out who this person was through an unethical way, and therefore they don't want to disclose it until they can, he basically said, till they can find another avenue find another way of proving that that's who's paying her medical bills before they can release the name. Now, side note, Dana Wilkie commented on this post and said that she actually did a video on this about a month ago in the Patreon, and that it's in one of her videos, so you might want to go check that out. I'm hearing such great things about the Patreon. I feel like I might join it. I don't know. But anyways, allegedly she knows who it is, so I'm sure that soon it will be circulating, whomever it is. But regardless, he said, so it's not costing Erika anything to fight these people because somebody else is footing her legal bills, okay? So he's saying Erika is going to fight every single case until the very end, and if she loses, she'll file bankruptcy. So she's really not out anything. It doesn't matter. She can let these court cases go on and on and on with these victims waiting for their money, because she has somebody footing her legal bills, so it's not costing her any money. And if she loses, she'll simply file bankruptcy. So we need to find out who is footing her legal bills, because whoever they are, they must not have any morals. I'm just saying. They're basically paying attorneys to fight victims, because that's what Erika's attorneys are doing. They're fighting the victims' attorneys, because the victims' attorneys is trying to get the victims' settlement. So think about that. So whoever is footing the bill, are they just as bad as Tom and Erika? Probably. Just saying. Probably. Side note, also wanted to tell you guys that Teresa was on Dancing with the Stars last night. I thought she did a fantastic job. If you guys didn't watch it, spoiler alert. This is your spoiler alert. Step out of the room. Turn the volume down. We're talking about Dancing with the Stars and Teresa Giudice. And she did amazing for her first time. She did a really cute skit. She flipped to the table before the start of the dance. I thought that it was really great. The only thing that made me a little bit uncomfortable was I felt like she wasn't comfortable being so physically close to a man. And I don't know if that was because she's just freshly married and Louis in the audience, and she's in the entertainment industry, so I think that she has a little bit more of an understanding than Louis does. We don't know if Louis is jealous. We know that he used to have issues, relationship issues, possibly jealousy. But only time will tell if she is just uncomfortable, and it was her first dance, and she doesn't know how to be in a close vicinity her butt on him and vice versa, because they're very intimately dancing, and he threw her back on the table and she had her leg up. And I know that we're so callous to what we see on television, it doesn't seem intimate to us, but in real life, to someone who's just married, it might bother somebody. So I think only time will tell. She did win. She's going on to the next round. She was in the bottom two, but we can never judge the bottom two, because sometimes I feel like the bottom two are the ones that come out and win it, right? Kenya Moore was also in the audience, loving that. Louis and a few of her daughters were also in the audience, and I was definitely loving that as well. All right, guys. Well, we're going to talk about, we talked about Chrystal, we talked about Erika. I'm going to do another video about a blind item regarding Kathy and the racist rant, Lisa Rinna and her possible firing from Bravo, and then also something about Diana Jenkins and her love bug liking some posts on Twitter. So, all right, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. We'll talk soon.